Question 3. Paula wants to find out how much money people spend buying CDs. She uses this question on a questionnaire. Part A. Write down 2 things wrong with this question. So what's wrong with saying how much money do you spend buying CDs? Well, it's one of 3 things that they will always look for in questions like this, and the biggest one is the fact that there is no time frame. It could be how much do you spend buying CDs in a month, a year, a day, an hour. We don't know, and if you're asking someone, they won't know unless you specify. So the first biggest problem, which is usually a problem in questions like this, is that there is no time frame. If you're designing your own questions, do make sure that you include a time frame in that question. Now there are a couple of other things which are quite common for questions like this, and the one I'm going to write down is the fact that there is nothing less than 10. There are missing values. So if I only spend £5 on CDs, then I wouldn't be able to answer this question. Now it could have been a logical choice to say start with £10 because CDs generally will tend to go from £10 upwards. That might have been her thinking, but you have to include numbers of less than 10 and also the chance to say that you don't spend anything. So there are missing values. No number under 10 or 0. One of the other things that you should be able to notice on this is the fact that there is some overlap in some of the answers. £30 is included in the first and the second group. Now if you're not explicit about which group that should be included in, that could also be a problem as a very common mistake when designing questionnaires. Part B. Paula asks 100 people in a CD store to do her questionnaire. Her sample is biased. Explain why. Now my usual response when looking for bias in a question is that she's not asked enough people and would make a very poor survey. But to make this really biased, she's only asking one set of people. That's people in a CD store. She wants to find out how much money people spend on buying CDs, but if you're in a CD store, you're likely there because you're used to spending money on CDs and therefore will spend more than someone who perhaps doesn't frequent the store. So to explain why this is biased, she's only asking one group of people. That ignores anyone who doesn't shop in that specific store. You could have people outside the store who perhaps buy more CDs online, or people that don't buy CDs at all because they never go into CD stores. So that makes that a very biased survey.